You are now. I know what song I'm going to play. One of mine. I've got one of mine here, and that's Floodgate Blues. And so I was thinking about a guy I used to know. I was thinking about you going back to school, you know? That's why you're 11 now, just going back on Monday, aren't you? After the Christmas break. What a Christmas. Not allowed to see your father for the third Christmas in a row. What a barbaric nation this is. Anyway. Because I left school just around, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it in Paranoia. I wasn't much older than you when I just never went back to school. I was supposed to. But 12 or 13, certainly I never went much after 13. I learned a good way to forge a letter, which was, well, I shouldn't have put that aside. So I had a genuine illness, and you know, you had to, in those days, no telephones, and so you had to take a letter into school explaining why you were off. You know, Paul's been absent for 2 days because he had a cold, and I had a little typewriter. Yeah, I forgot all about that. And I worked out that by putting a sheet of typing paper over this original letter, you could trace over the writing was there. It was a bit shaky, so you could trace over the writing and the signature. So from then on in, I was just away, like, you know, they never seemed to twig that it was the same letter all the time, you know, exactly the same wording on each one. What did they care? You know, I guess they just threw it in the bin when they got it, you know. And, but it never seemed to do me any harm, you know. If I had any good times at school, I don't remember them. 11 years, was it? Jesus. No, I left when I was, I can't remember, 15, when I just walked out the doors. You could leave at 15 in those days. Neil Galen and Noel Stone, that's the only good things I ever got out of school. A few broken hearts from girls who liked me, but because we didn't have any money, they weren't going to go out with me. Well, you're much nicer, but even though Steve treats us like dirt, he's got lots of money and he can take us to the youth club. If you've got nothing, and, you know, your shoes got holes in and your trousers, you know, they're let fall off your ankles and a bit of a scruff, you know, and everything. You're a nice guy, but you're a poor guy. Noel Stone, actually Nolly. He never made it, he died at 15. Motorcycle accident. Oh, to only ever had 2 friends to grow up with, and then to lose one at 15. I only found out, I mean, I'd already left school then, so we weren't seeing each other, because we tagged with motorcycle. And yet, you know, 2 years later, I was driving around all my without a care in the world, not thinking about speed limit or anything else, like, you know. It's crazy. You think you're indestructible, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18, and you're not. Yeah, I'm just, whatever, I've got no responsibilities. But you do. You have a responsibility to the children you don't have yet. So this is where you look after yourselves. Because what child would not be honoured to have you remember his parent? I got the chords right. I've only been playing it for 31 years. So now you've closed your good night eyes and whispered your instructions. You let your lovers taste the cake then. Plotted their destruction while in the town that you call home. Your parents own a hovel, and you drive by in your limousine, and you smile to see them grovel. The baby says she got a break from some guy who'll take a photo, but he doesn't have a studio. He says, why don't you meet me at a motel? She needs to be a star so bad. She tells you it's her destiny, so she does some favors for the boys who says maybe they'll invest in me, and all the guys smell all the same. So she learns to turn her nose off, and all their promises smell the same. Soon as she takes her clothes off, when the airport shut, 'cause the runway froze, or so the TV said. Oh, and Johnny No One just jumped off the roof with a Bible on his head. His mama swears that she's in shock, and the baby's so distressed. And then they're on the Late Late Show, and the checks are signed to the press. They never would have amounted to much. Nobody would have heard their story. So they take the fame while it's there. Poor Johnny lost the glory. And the preacher had a dream last night where an angel gave salvation, while the sergeant got a glimpse of hell. A firebombed the station. They meet together at the docks and swap the consequences. For 30 years they kept the faith. Now damn all the pretenses. And the magazines both perfect wastes to girls with eating problems who choke to death on diet pills. And the company says, what of them? And the banks all get a creche installed for their high executive mothers who close down the nursery school next door. There's one lot for the others. The candidate comes calling while his young wives and the surgeons. You got to look good on prime time when you shout, let's pop some turbans. His skeletons will be a train before they leave the closet. You sleep with that new intern tonight, and tomorrow say, who was it? The dealers selling bad advice make fortunes from bad hunches, and they spit upon the homeless on their way to the business lunches. Conscience don't apply no more. You know that that's a fact. Used to be you were born with it, now you sold it with strings attached. The chemical firms keep pumping junk into every stream and river, while the tax goes on the heating bills, so the poor and needy shiver. While in their luxury offices, the right-wing bigots ponder. We love to give the black chick the job, but we think that it's beyond her. And who needs playgrounds anyway? What's in it for us? Let's shut down the daycare center. The old one make a fuss. They're burning our conscience out and they're taking it down to the river and saying goodbye. You want us change it, you don't even know how to try. And there's clouds above the hunting grounds and thunder in the lowlands. There's storm warnings on the radio of power in the wrong hands. Every other noise you hear is a beatbox or a siren. Commandments say thou shalt not kill, and you say, tell me why then. When did you last call up home or wonder where your friends are? Or did something good for anyone without asking what the ends are? The world outside is getting dim, the light is turning grey, and the razor blade you on a whim and strip your faith away. Guy in the boarding house cuts the glossies into pieces. He knows the pastry girl loves him, and each day his rage increases. That blonde girl in the flat below, he thinks it's her, but is it? Maybe next time she's all alone, he's gonna pay her a little visit. And Jenny, she still gets those dreams each time she shuts her eyes. She can't forget what stepdaddy did, no matter how she tries. Her mommy didn't want to know. She just said she was lying, and now stepdaddy's at the door again. And he loves it when she's crying. Get out the door. Let's pretend that we're not home. It's not that I'm paranoid, but please leave me alone. I know you'll only smile at me, pounce and do your worst. I know you want to kill me, so I just have to kill you first. Every now and again, Daddy misses having a band. And when I play that song, it's one of those times. Urban Paranoia. It used to be called Welcome to the 90s. So look at it in 1993. Just come off the back of the thousands in session, you know. I was still playing it in the 2000s, you know. I was going on stage, you know, just after the new millennium. Hi, and here's a song called Welcome to the 90s. It's 2000. Okay, so then it was called Welcome to the New Millennium. And I was still playing it 10 years after that, just before your mother and you guys came along. And then it was called, I changed it to Urban Paranoia, which is, you know, what it's about in any case. Boy, that string went out, didn't it? Yeah, okay, past the 5th fret.